So first of all, I'm Kyle, and this is Aydin, and we're from KolAi. So thank you for joining us today. We're going to talk a little bit about our platform, what it is, what it does. But before that, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background information. So let me share my screen. So, so at KolAi, we provide an online platform for making laser design. And let me talk a little bit about who we are. So I'm Kyle, and Aydin is joining as well, and we have a third founding partner, Jack. And we have some other people working with us in Turkey and in Mexico and in the United States. I worked with Lee and Wrangler Jeans for about 7 or 8 years, actually. Aydin has been working in laser design for over 25 years. He's been a designer for many brands, many laundries. I met him when he was doing laser design at a laundry that was doing development for 7 for All Mankind. And we've been working together ever since. And Jack does all of our programming for us. So just a little bit of background. I'm sure a lot of you probably know this already, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page on the problem that we're trying to solve. So when you're making a laser design for denim, you typically start with a target garment or a photograph of a target garment. If you have the garment itself, then you'll take a photograph. You'll take that photograph into photo editing software like Photoshop and illustrate it by hand to make a file that the laser machine can understand. You'll then take that file to your laser machine and you'll mark your blank garments and continue with wet processing. So the problem that we're trying to solve is that this step, illustrating the photograph by hand, it takes a long time. It can take a full day, at least several hours, and it requires a lot of experience to be able to do it well and to do it right. So what we did is we took a lot of examples of really good design made by hand, and we trained an artificial intelligence to learn how to do the bulk of this process. And we actually have a patent pending on the way that we've done this. But the basic idea is you give your photograph to the AI, and it makes a laser design for you in seconds. It does most of the tedious part. It's maybe 85–90% of the way there. And then it's the laser designer's job to finish it, make it perfect, make changes if you need to, remove a whisker, for example, or change the intensity settings. And for a laser designer, it gives you the freedom to make more designs, to make your designs better in less time, and to be more creative. So this is just one example from a laundry we're working with in Mexico, and this is the report that the laser designer there gave to his boss, the laundry manager. And the end result of his report was that for every hour of traditional work, he saved about 55 minutes by using KolAi Designer. So I'm going to hand it over to Aydin, and he's going to talk a little bit more about how it works, and then he's going to give you a live demo. So.
Hello, everyone. Aydin is here. I am CEO of one of the founders of the KolAi Designer, and I'm in the laser design business for more than 20 years. I train lots of laser designers, and I work with many companies around the world, including the vendors and including the brands. First of all, I want to talk to you why a designer should choose KolAi instead of any other laser design system. Let me share my screen. First of all, the KolAi is the first and only AI system creating denim in mind. Basically, we create the KolAi platform for denim only. And what it means that we will able to save time and money by using the AI technology, and we make creating design process easy. KolAi means easy in Turkish, and we really make things easier. We make the AI technology for easy creation. We have animation automations for easy editing, and we have some pro editing tools for the retouch. In the KolAi, we have ready design elements such as whiskers, chevrons, the abrasion areas, etc., for manipulate and change the designs easily. And besides that, we have texture automation tools for creating the different textures on the laser designs. KolAi as the beginning I mentioned, this helps to save time, and saving time is equal to saving money. KolAi AI laser design creation process takes only 7 seconds, and total design will take maybe like 4 or 5 minutes for a leg panel. It is, if you try to make a drawing with a Photoshop or the other editing tools, it takes more than 40 minutes. If you use programs such like eDesigner, etc., it's again like take 30 minutes, 20 minutes. And in KolAi, it takes only 3 to 5 minutes. How it's working, and KolAi, when we have an input, we have put a picture of a garment which we want to create, and it creates different layers for us. Let's create the AI base layer, which includes everything, chevrons, whiskers, texture layer. Plus, it's create a separate AI layer for whisker AI layer for easy editing, and also it separates the abrasion, and it gives us the texture layer. All these layers combined give us the final excellent result for the laser printing. What you see on the screen is some samples we made with some brands and in some development centers by using the KolAi. Each of the pants, including these fronts and the back size of these garments, takes minimum 8 minutes per garment to 20 minutes per garment. So basically in 20 minutes, you can create a complicated whisker patterns and the back knee patterns, all the retouches, everything together. KolAi is one of the best part of the KolAi is it's compatible with every laser machine which you can buy around the world, which is compatible with all brands, including the Genologia, VAV, Argus, Matsa, Sei, and all other laser brands. And this is because of this compatibility. It is very useful for the, especially for the vendors if they are using different laser brands in their production. Also, it can work with any design program. So, for example, if you create something with the KolAi, you can use on the Photoshop, you can use it with the eDesigner, you can use with the GIMP or other editing tools. And also the KolAi outputs can be worked with all new 3D visualization programs such as Cloud 3D, Roseware, and other ones. And KolAi is future-proof. What does it mean? That KolAi, when you create a design in the KolAi, even you end your subscription, you can change your designs in any other platform with ease in the future. And you don't depend on the subscription to use your designs later. And as I told you, KolAi can work with any laser machines. We tested and approved. KolAi laser machines tested with very different laser companies. You can find these letters in our website. Basically, all laser companies are approved that KolAi is working with their systems. And now KolAi is working in 5 different continents, from Asia to North America, from South America to Europe. Is working in everywhere. And also the brands and the vendors are using the KolAi at the same time. So it is working for the brands, it's for the vendors.
Okay, so I believe we're going to do a live demonstration. So I want to reiterate at this point, if you have any questions with this format, you can't, I won't hear you if you're speaking, but you can ask a question in the Q&A. You can type something if you have any questions. But if there aren't any questions so far, then Aydin's going to continue and give a, oh, okay, go ahead, Aydin.
Sorry, there's a small connection problem. Where I left is one of the biggest advantages of the KolAi is unlimited. Basically, we are an open platform, and we like to users has unlimited access to anything. It means that KolAi provides access unlimited to user with one subscription. In your company, if there's like five designer can use it. If there's 10 designer can use it. We don't have any caps for the usage. And because KolAi is online, you can access from unlimited places. You can access from your home, you can access from the office, you can access it while you are traveling. So with the KolAi, you are not dependent on any hardware or any location. You just need a browser and internet connection. And by using your username and password, you can access to the platform and create your designs. And also we have unlimited access and the free upgrades all the lifetime of the subscription. So once something new came onto the KolAi, you are the first person who's gonna start to use this new version. So everything is unlimited in the KolAi. And also what we have is, and this was one of the most important things in the denim industry, because we are, especially in the laundries, we are working against time. We are always, all the production, all the samples, all steps of the denim production is rush, is urgent. For this is in mind, we are giving 24/7 technical support, design support. So if you have any problem during the production, during the development, something, you can always send us an email, send us a message, and as soon as possible, our team will solve your problem. Also, KolAi has lots of language support. For now, we are working within Chinese, Turkish, Spanish, English, and more other languages coming to the KolAi soon. So you can use the KolAi in your original language. By saying that, I told the languages are coming, and what else is coming to the KolAi? The AI upgrades. The AI is as always developing tool, is always learning, and we are always giving new data to our AI system, and we are improving our results. And the other thing is coming is something to help the communication between the brands and the vendors and the brands. There are platforms like the Clo browser, which you can create the most realistic denim designs, but also we need some simple tools which everybody can understand and can use without any technical information. KolAi is going to solve this problem with its visualization tool. Basically, one side can show a mock-up image where the whiskers and chevrons and everything on the garment, and the other side of the vendor, or it can be the brand, or it can be the person, doesn't matter, can make the comments online. So KolAi, these are the coming things to the KolAi. Thank you for watching this part, and I want to ask if anyone has any questions at this point before I go to the live demonstration of the KolAi.
So if there's any questions, you can type them in and I can answer them as they come up. Otherwise, Aydin, you can go ahead and start the live demonstration. And while you're giving the demo, Aydin, I'll give an overview of what you're doing during the demo.
Perfect. Okay, what you see right now is not a pre-recorded session or something. We're going to create a laser design together so you can see the whole process.
First thing you do is you click to upload a picture of your target garment. So that's the first thing Aydin's going to do here. So this is his picture of his target. And then on this first screen, you just select out the design area. So it works best with full leg panels. So Aydin is just selecting the full leg panel here to crop out from the background. Click next, and the next screen we have here we call our pre-editor screen. So on the pre-editor screen, you can, there's some tools here, like in Photoshop, like there's a healing brush tool. There's some other tools you can use. So if you need to clean blemishes, so for example, suppose you didn't want to have this chevron here, you can use the healing brush tool to clean it up. Or if you wanted to clean some tape marks or other blemishes, We also have some brush tools that have whisker shapes and abrasion shapes. So if at this point, you can add those if you like. We found that some people, particularly at brands, they like working on the garment, like seeing what the design will look like on the garment as opposed to working in the gray space of the laser file. And so if you prefer to work that way, as I know some people at brands do, then you can do that here because the AI will make the design. So you can see Aydin just added a whisker there that wasn't on the design before and just blended it in. Now, once you're happy with the way this looks, and you can see with the whisker, you can do, he's moving it around, he's changing the size. You can warp it. It's kind of like working with Photoshop. So if you've done this with Photoshop before, it should look familiar. Now, when you're happy with what you have, you can just click this button that says Create Laser Design. And at this point, it sends the image to our AI server, which is processing it and drawing the laser design from scratch. And this is a preview screen where you can look to see if it looks okay. This isn't exactly what the final design will look like, but it's a preview. So you can click accept if it looks okay, or you can click back if you wanted to make some changes. So I just clicked back. And there's a history panel here, so you can go back and remove, for example, if you wanted to remove some of those whiskers he added. He decided he didn't like them, he could do that here. And then when you're happy again, you just click Create Laser Design. And again, it only takes 7 seconds for the AI to create the laser design, so you can go back and forth as many times as you like. And then you can click Accept here on this preview window, and we'll go to what we call the Post Editor window. So now in this window, you can see the AI has created several design layers for you. So the first layer this is a target image, so you have for reference, so you can see it. And then on top of that, there's this is like the base AI layer. So this is all the design elements in one single layer. And then separated out, there's the abrasion, just the abrasion portion. And then there's a layer that just has the whiskers. And then there's a layer that just has the texture elements. And you can when you combine all of those, you get a really nice design. And because they're separated, you can do blending. And the last layer that we have here is a grayscale adjustment layer. So some machines, like an older machine, you need to really design in the blacks. You can do that adjustment here. If you're using, for example, like HDR with a Genealogia machine, or VAV has a similar system, then you need to design more in the grays and less in the black. So we just have a simple adjustment that you can do here. And then what Aydin is showing you now, you can adjust the amount of texture that you add by just changing the opacity of this texture layer. So if you want a lot of that, if your target garment has a lot of denim texture and you want it incorporated, you could just change that slider. And then you can do your changes here as well. So Aydin is just adding some abrasion with one of our custom brushes that we have here. So you can continue to make edits on this screen just like you would in Photoshop or in any other design program. So the AI has done the bulk portion of it. It's given you most of the design. It's separated things out in layers so that you can change, for example, how much whisker you have or how much abrasion you have, and then you can continue to make edits with our brushes and with the other tools we have here, which are very similar to Photoshop. Now, something else you can make, so the AI is really focused on making a wear design, but you can also do all over pattern prints, like Aydin showing you a snake skin here. This isn't part of the AI, but we have some automations that just make it easier. So if you have, for example, something it's in color, you can just run the automation and it will make it black and white and do some adjustments to make it so it works well with the laser machine. And here he's just showing, he's blending it now with the design he created before, just to show you some of the things that you can do after the AI makes your design, some of the adjustments you can make. And then he's doing the same thing here, but now this is just a denim texture. And you can click this button, extract pattern, and it makes it laser print ready. And now he can bring it back over here. So in our editor, if you use Photoshop for your laser design, it should look familiar. We designed it to feel familiar for laser designers who use Photoshop. And at this point, you can download as an image file, a BMP, a JPEG, a PNG, whichever file format you prefer. And you can also download it as a Photoshop file to preserve your layers. So if you go to your laser machine and you run some tests and you need to make changes later, well, you have the Photoshop file. You can open it again here to make your changes, or if you prefer, you can open it in Photoshop or whatever editing program you prefer. So that's what Aydin was talking about earlier. It's future-proof. What we're giving you at the end of the day are image files, which will always work with any laser machine, and Photoshop files, which you can always use to make your designs for any laser machine. So at this point, I'm going to take a break. You've seen a lot. What should be the picture resolution? Great question. So yeah, so there is right now, the picture resolution you upload needs to be at least 1600 pixels tall. You know, the better quality the picture, you will get better results, but you can use pictures from the internet. We've tested it with taking screen capture images from a cell phone. Anything, as long as it's at least 1600 pixels tall, it will work. We're also working on incorporating some of our customers. They get images that have really low resolution, and that's all they have because that's what the brand sent them. And so we are working on incorporating a way to upsample the images using AI, which is much better than just opening it in Photoshop and making it bigger. It won't be as grainy. That's not a feature yet, but it will be soon. So right now the limitation is 1600 pixels tall. Pretty soon we'll be able to take really low resolution images and it will still work. Thanks for that question. Any other questions or comments?
Basically, our platform is an always improving platform, and this platform's biggest advantage is the creators of this platform. You know, Kyle, me, Jack, and our team is coming from the denim background, so we know what the designers need, what's need of the laundry, what's need of brands. So when we are creating something, when we are putting something together, we are thinking about that. And in the beginning, as I mentioned, KolAi means easy. So whatever we try to do is make the life easier for the designers.
Aydin, can you share the presentation that has the contact information on the last screen? I just want to have that available. The last thing that I wanted to mention, for those of you joining us who are laser designers and are interested in learning how to use the platform, we're currently working on a training course. It's not live yet, but we want to have a training course where you can get a certification. I have another question. Can it be used offline? Right now, no, it can. It's online only. So no, it can't be used offline. But so we're working, and this is our contact information. If you want to reach out, there's a number here for WhatsApp, or you can email us at info@kolaidenim.com.
Actually, Kyle, this is something which we need to mention at this point. I think the reason why we are keeping everything is online, because we want everyone can be accessed from anywhere without location restriction and without computer restrictions. And because of that reason, our online platform, the cloud platform, takes all the heavy burden of the running the system. So because of that, you don't need any special equipment. Also, working online has one more advantage: is when we have any upgrade, you will have the same upgrade at the same time around the world. You don't need to download anything, you know, to upload anything. But one question is coming when everything is online: is the security, because you are uploading your designs for the future production, future development. And our system security is top notch because we are not keeping any image in our servers. The only image going to our server and staying our server only in 7 seconds during the AI process. After that, any trace of this image not stays on our servers, and everything is on your computer. So there's no way to another person or another group or hacker or someone reach this image or use this image except yourself.
Correct. And it's possible in the future that we'll make an offline version, but actually the AI to work requires a lot of processing power. So it wouldn't run on my laptop. My laptop's not strong enough. So we need servers that have actually pretty high processing power in order for it to work. So if we did make an offline version, we would actually have to send a physical piece of hardware, and that gets a little bit more complicated. So right now, and for all the other reasons that Aydin mentioned, it's online only. But the last thing I wanted to mention is we're making a training course. So if you do laser design and you want to learn how to use KolAi, you can get certified. And it's free. And if you take the training course, not only will you get certified, but you'll get free access, a limited free access. And it's something you can put on your resume. We're getting a lot of laundries, a lot of brands are picking up this system. So if you learn how to use it and you get certified, you can tell them that, and it can help you with getting a job. It's something you can put on your resume as a designer. So thank you, David, for that comment. And if there aren't any other questions, that's the end. And this is the contact information. Save this, reach out to us if you want to know when the training course comes out. If you want to know about how to get a trial or how to use it, please reach out at this contact information.
And thank you for everyone for joining and the good questions. And you can reach us, as Kyle told you, from our contact information anytime you want. And hope to see you in our next webinar. Good morning, everyone in Asia, and good night for the other part of the world.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.